Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am starting off today's video without any makeup on because I'm going to be sharing 5 more tips for makeup application. If you guys are new to my channel and you didn't see my previous video, I will have that one linked down below. I shared 5 really simple and easy makeup application tips that I've just learned over the last 5 years of doing my own makeup for YouTube. And so I decided to follow that one up because you guys were so kind and you seemed to really want another video. So I'm back. I'm going to be showing you guys 5 more tips and just things that I have learned and have started to do over the last few years for my own makeup. I've actually got a guest star with me today. Pierre is in the back. You guys can see him sitting on the chair back there just snoozing, but he's going to be with me for today's video if you guys don't mind him just chilling back there. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you guys are interested in anything that I'm talking about, I'll have that linked down below in the description box, as well as my previous video. If you didn't watch that, I'll have that linked down there as well. But I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see my skin, see the products, the application, and all that good stuff. All right, so you guys are in super close. I do not have anything on my skin as far as makeup goes. The only thing on my skin right now is the Drunk Elephant C Firm Refresh Vitamin C Serum and then the Drunk Elephant Polypeptide Cream. And that is the only thing on my skin. And I've actually gotten so many comments about my skincare and what I use for my skin. Those are my 2 ride or die daytime skincare products that I use. So I'll have those linked down below. But before we get into the makeup application, I really want to hone in on skin prep because I believe that for your makeup to sit right on your skin, for things to blend well, for texture to be good, it's all about the prep of your skin beforehand. So this first tip, you can either take it or you can leave it. There are people who love this, who ride or die by it, and there are people who it's just not for. So the first thing that I want to talk about though is shaving your face. If you guys have never heard about dermaplaning or shaving your face, this can sound like a really scary idea. It can be very intimidating, but I have been shaving my face myself for years. I think I started doing it 3 or 4 years ago, and it has truly made the biggest difference on my skin. It's made a huge difference on the way that my foundation goes on the way that powder lays over my skin. It has just really improved the look of my makeup altogether. And so, like I said, this is something that you can either take or leave. This is not a you have to shave your face rule. It's just if you have found that your foundation doesn't lay super well, or you can notice little peach fuzz on your face during the day in different sunlight, this might be something that you would want to consider. I would highly recommend checking out the video that I watched down below in the description box. This is not the video that I originally found for shaving my face. I don't really know which video I initially learned on, but I did watch this one, and I think that this specific video hits on a lot of really good points, like the idea, does it grow back thicker and darker? And it answers all of those questions that people have around shaving your face, or just the misconceptions that come with shaving your face, just because it's not talked about super openly. But I have been shaving my face, like I said, for years, and the hair has not grown back darker. It has not grown back thicker. In fact, it has just made my makeup go on so much smoother, and just the overall look of my skin has just been more glowy and vibrant, just because you're getting rid of all of those dead skin cells, you're removing any type of peach fuzz. And you guys have, literally noticed my skin has been more glowy and just more smooth looking, and a lot of that has to do with the prep that I do for my face. So these are the razors that I use. I get them off Amazon. You can get them in like a 60 pack. You can get other kinds of razors. I'm not gonna go into really in depth how to shave your face because I really want you guys to watch the video that I have linked down below for how to do it like step by step. But basically, I shave my face dry. You can shave your face with an oil, and it's just a really easy process. It can sound really intimidating, but once you watch the video, you'll learn that it's actually not scary at all, and you might actually really enjoy the process of it and how your skin looks and feels after you do it. So I shave my entire face. I do between the brows, I do along my brows there, I do my cheeks, I go down the side of my face, I do kind of like back there, I do my upper lip, my chin, and the only place that I really don't shave on my face is my nose. But other than that, everything gets a nice little quick shave, and that just helps all my makeup to go on so smoothly and seamlessly. Now that we've got that first tip out of the way, I didn't want to do like a tutorial on how to shave your face because I feel like that should just be its own separate video. Next up, I want to talk about another skin prep thing that I think is just really, really important, which is sunscreen. I've talked about sunscreen in almost all of my makeup videos, I think. Maybe I haven't. If I haven't talked about it, it doesn't mean I'm not using it, but sunscreen to me is like the number one important step when it comes to your skincare, but also to go underneath your makeup. So I wear sunscreen all year long. I have 3 different kinds that I use interchangeably. So the first one, and probably my most worn and most highly recommended, is the Supergoop Glow Screen. This is a pearlized sunscreen, and I think now it actually comes in different shade ranges. So this one is like an older one before they came out with different shades, but this sunscreen is probably my favorite, and this one you actually have to shake up because it can kind of separate between uses, but this one has a tint to it, and as you guys can see, it just gives your skin such a bronzy, glowy look. And if you have dry skin especially, this will just give your skin so much life. It also works really, really well underneath your makeup, which is so important when it comes to a sunscreen. If you're layering something under your skin that does not play well with your makeup application is not gonna look smooth. So the Glow Screen, I love it underneath any type of foundation. The other sunscreen that I use a lot is the Unseen sunscreen. So if you have really oily skin, this is a really great sunscreen for you. This bottle has gotten a little bit beat up in my makeup drawer, but this one is a sheer cast, almost mattifying sunscreen. It kind of feels and goes on like a primer. It has that really like silicone-y feel to it, which just kind of smooths out and blurs your skin. So this one is completely sheer, and I have used this a ton. Here we go. So as you can see here, there's like the slightest tint to it, but really it's like a sheer formula, and this is so soft and silky on the skin. As you can see here, it doesn't add a ton of shine to the skin. So like I said, if you are on the more oily side and you're looking for a sunscreen that isn't the Glow sunscreen, this one is my top recommendation, and this one plays really well underneath your makeup as well. Last sunscreen is also Supergoop. If you could not tell, I'm obsessed with Supergoop. This is the everyday sunscreen SPF 50. So this one is actually a higher SPF than the other ones. The Unseen one is an SPF 40, and the Glow Screen is also SPF 40. This one is an SPF 50, and this is like your traditional sunscreen. It is a white cast sunscreen, but it works really, really incredibly underneath makeup. I haven't had any problems with this one underneath my foundation, and I just know that if I apply this one, obviously applied way too much, but just imagine I didn't apply that much. If I apply this one under my foundation, it's gonna play really, really well with the products that I put over it. So those are my 3 foolproof works under makeup sunscreen recommendations. For today's video, I'm gonna wear the Glow Screen because it's just one of my favorites, especially in the summer when you want your skin to look like glowy and sun-kissed. It just adds that really, really nice kind of reflectiveness to the skin. So I'm just going to apply this in my hand and then with my fingers all over the face. One thing I would say about the Glow Screen though is that I wouldn't necessarily wear it without some kind of skin tint or foundation or concealer over it, because by itself it can be a little bit much, but underneath your foundation or concealer or skin tint, it works almost like an illuminating primer. So this is my skin with just the Glow Screen sunscreen on. And as you can see, I'm glowing, but once I put on my other products, you'll see that it just works as a really great base for makeup, which transitions us into my 3rd tip, which is on days where I do not want to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup at all. I want my skin to look super natural and really lightweight. I like to wear concealer instead of foundation. So I wanted to share with you guys some concealers that I continually grab for days where I just don't want to put foundation on or when I want to conceal over my foundation. So first up, I've got 3 from Tarte. Tarte Cosmetics has some of my favorite makeup products. You guys know the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm sure it's like one of the most talked about concealers. So I have the original Shape Tape, which is in light medium, and then I also have the Ultra Creamy, which is in light medium as well. So these are two concealers that I reach for continually, especially the original one. I will just dab it in my cheek area, one on my forehead, and then a little bit on my chin, and that's what I'll use as my like base. The other Tarte concealer that I really like is the Power Flex concealer. This is in light medium honey, and this one is also a really great full coverage concealer. I feel like this one also wears really well throughout the day, and that one I like to use again kind of all over my face. And then the other two concealers, one is the Radiant concealer from Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is actually too light for me to use right now, which is very sad. I need to get it in a darker shade, but this one is so creamy. It doesn't crease at all. I actually really like to use this under the eyes as well, but it works all over the face, and it wears and like melts into your skin really beautifully throughout the day. And then the last concealer that I really love that just works and plays really well with the skin is the Ilia, I think this is called the True Skin Serum Concealer. And this one is super creamy, and it just blends into the skin seamlessly. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It's like that perfect middle ground where it just, you can't tell where the skin starts, where the concealer starts. It works really well with the skin. I'm gonna go in with my tried and true though, the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And what I like to do is take a little bit of it here. This has gotten so nasty from all the use, is I like to do a little dot on my forehead, around my nose here, chin, and then the cheek area. Then taking my beauty blender, which is in this little case, I like to blend this out, and it just gives the skin the most natural amount of coverage, and it literally looks like I'm not wearing anything on the skin, which I feel like during the summer especially is how we want our skin to look. We just want it to look like super natural and light, and you can see the glow screen just kind of comes through it really beautifully. Taking whatever is left on my beauty blender, I like to do my eyelids and upper lip, my forehead. And then I have this smallest little breakout right here between my eyes, so I'll take a tiny bit of this and try to conceal that. And I'll actually use a concealer brush for this just to get more precision, and just tap that out. So this is what my skin looks like now. I mean, you can hardly tell I'm wearing any face product. It just looks really natural. And then what I'll do is I'll take a translucent powder. So this one is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, one of my favorite setting powders, and I will just lightly tap my brush into it and kind of set the areas I don't want to be super shiny, but I'm gonna be really light-handed with this powder because I don't want to get rid of the glow screen effect completely, just on some of the areas where I don't want to be as shiny, which is usually like right around the nose. I'm just going really light, and then kind of under the eyes and the jawline. But I really want this to stay glowy and illuminated, so I'm not gonna touch that area. And how good does my skin look? Just like the tiniest amount of concealer. You guys saw I barely applied any. I literally like took it off the brush as I was pulling it out of the tube. It is so blendable though. So really quick, I'm just gonna do some blush and bronzer. This is technically not a makeup tip, but just don't want to not have my makeup done completely. So I'm using the Rare Beauty bronzer in the shade Happy Soul. This bronzer is so good and blendable. I adore Rare Beauty so much. And I'm just gonna blend it out into the hairline. I talked all about blush and bronzer application in my previous videos, so if you're wondering how I like to apply my blush and bronzer, I'll have that video linked down below, and I talk more about like where to apply it on the face, how to apply it, all that good stuff. And then for my blush, I'm using the Soft Pinch blush from Rare Beauty. I forgot what this is called, in Bliss. And this goes a long way. So just use like a tiny, tiny bit of this. Ooh, I put far too much on my nose. During the summer, I really like to use cream products, especially when I'm doing a super light base. It just makes it look so natural and it all blends in really, really well. I love the way that the bronzer and the blush work together from Rare Beauty. Really quick for my eyeshadow, I'm gonna use the Jones Road Beauty Just a Sec eyeshadow in Topaz. They have some of my favorite like pressed glitter shadows. They are so, so pretty. I'm just gonna use my finger here and swipe it over the lid really, really quickly. They are so pigmented and beautiful and really easy to apply. I just use my finger. Look how pretty that is. And they have so many different shades of this. I love Jones Road. Bringing you guys in a little closer because I still kind of felt like you were far away. I'm gonna do my brows now. So this is technically my next tip, which is your brows are important. Guys, I wish, well, someone did tell me years ago that I needed to do my brows. My grandma actually told me in high school, you should pluck your eyebrows. And I remember getting so offended by her because I was like, Grandma, you think I'm not beautiful? You think I need to pluck my eyebrows? But honestly, she knew what was up. She knew what was right. And I will never not pluck my eyebrows now. So I actually shape my brows very, very minimally. In fact, I don't even really shape them. All I do is I'll sometimes clip the very top hairs and then I will pluck underneath my eyebrows, and that's pretty much it. So for my brows, I have a very natural brow shape. This is pretty much the shape of my brows. All I do is I like to fill them in, and there are people out there with like a 6-step brow routine for filling them in, and they look so good. I haven't gotten that into my brows yet. I'm sure it's coming, but I wanted to show you guys just what I've been doing for my brows and how I do my brows. So starting off with brow powder, I like to use the Rare Beauty Brow Duo. I have been using this for a really, really long time, and it does the job. So it comes with a little brow brush inside of there, and I just like to dip into both colors. I don't really know that it matters all that much, but I really like to focus on the inside of my brow and then the outside of my brow, and that's basically where I'll place the product. Depending on where your brows are sparse is where you can apply your product, but I don't like to fill in anything that is outside of my natural brow shape. I think that's what keeps the brows looking really natural. Sometimes when brows are overfilled or it just looks a little bit too done up, I feel like they can start to look like you really did your brows, whereas when I do my brows, I really like them to look super, super natural. So I will take my little brow brush thing and focus it here on the inside of my brows. And this thing actually has a tiny mirror, so I'll use this little mirror, and I'll just flick the hairs up. Like I said, kind of focusing it here in the front, and then I will slowly work it into the middle part of my brow, and then where my brows are sparse, like right here, I will kind of angle it following the natural brow shape and brow direction. So where my hairs are going, that's the way that I'm going. I'm not a makeup artist, but this is how I've been doing it, and I feel like they look really good and really natural. So that's how I will do the shaping. And you can see here, brow done, brow not done. There's not a huge drastic difference between them, but a little bit really helps and helps define the face a little bit more. So it's worth just spending that extra time and focusing on your brows a little bit. Something that I didn't do for a while because I had straight across bangs that kind of hid my brows. But now that I don't, I feel like my brows are really important. They're kind of like a big part of my face. So I've been really loving the look of doing my brows. And when I do a really minimal makeup look, some days I will do just my brows and like a lip color and no mascara, no eyeshadow, nothing. And I feel like that itself is like a complete look. So don't forget, tip number 4, your brows are important. To set my brows and to kind of hold them in place, I'm gonna use the Essential Brow Volumizing Brow Gel from Ilia Beauty. This one has a double-sided spoolie, so you've got long bristles and short bristles. So I like to apply the product with the short bristles and then brush through with the long. I think that's what I do. It's weird like talking through it. I'm like, Is that what I do? So using the short bristles, I'm just gonna focus it on my brows, combing everything in like an upward direction. It does just add some nice fluffy volume to the brows. And then actually, instead of using the long bristles, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a spoolie. You can get these off Amazon. I just have one from a brush set. And I'm gonna just brush through my brows again. Brushing up and then the ends kind of sideways, if that makes sense. So brushing everything upward like so to give some lift, and then brushing the ends down. So up and then down. Up and then down. Again, I'm not a brow expert, but this is just what I've been doing, and I've been liking the look of my brows. So that's how I do my brows. I'm going to apply mascara and then we'll finish off with my last tip. I've had some of y'all asking me what eyelash curler I use, and this thing is so old. It's probably like 4 years old now. It's Japanese, and I would link it for you guys if I could find it. If I can find it, I'll put it down below, but I haven't been able to find like this exact curler. There's so many curlers out there. I'm sure if you found one that like looked similar to this, it would be probably not far off. For my mascara, where is it? I'm gonna use the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes mascara. This is a waterproof mascara. We've talked about this with my short Asian lashes. I have to use waterproof mascara for them to hold a curl, so that is what we are doing. And I'm just gonna do a very quick light coat because we're doing a more natural makeup look today for summer. But I love this mascara. I feel like it gives length and a little bit of volume, but you don't get all the clumps that you do with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So this one's a little bit more like natural looking. So this is my mascara, my lashes. And then I'm going to finish off with my last tip, which is doing some sort of lip liner and then a clear gloss. I started doing this, I think when Hailey Bieber started doing it, and I was like, I'm stealing that tip. So for my lips, I like to use a lip liner that is a little bit darker than my natural lip color. So I have 3 from Rare Beauty, and she came out with like, I think 10 different lip liners and lipsticks. They're so good. If you guys haven't checked out Rare Beauty, just check it out. There are 3 shades that I really like and use continually. Let me see if I can find them. They're so small, the text. I'm like, kind of can't read this. First one is Humble. This is the first one that I use a lot. The next one is Wise. I really, really like this one. It's a little bit darker than my lip color. And then the third one is Fun, which is this shade. So these are the 3 shades. And I think I'm gonna use this shade here, which is Humble. And I'm going to line my lips, slightly overline the bottom lip. So top lip, I usually line my natural lip line. Bottom lip, I will overline to give a little bit of volume effect to my lips. So I'm going to line my top lip here, just normal. I'm actually gonna use the darker one so that you guys can see, because on camera it really looks kind of like the same color as my lips. So this is the shade Wise, and I'm gonna use this just so you guys can see here on camera. As you guys can see, it just adds definition to your lips. And then the bottom lip, I'm gonna go under my natural lip line. So. And then you just kind of rub your lips together. And then using some kind of clear gloss, I have a couple. I've got the Glossier just classic lip gloss, which I recently fell back in love with. This thing is amazing. It's so glossy and reflective, but it's not sticky at all. It's truly amazing. I rediscovered this. I was like, wait, I forgot how much I love the original Glossier lip gloss. The other one is from Dibs. This is just the clear gloss from Dibs Beauty, and this one has like a little bit of a reflectant look to it. It's kind of hard to tell. I use it over lip liners, which is why the applicator is slightly pink. So we're gonna use the Dibs one, but I'll just apply this over my lined lips, and then you have a really natural lip look because you can see your natural lip color coming through the liner. And like I said, I did do a darker shade just so you guys could see it here on camera, but this is my like no makeup summer look, kind of with Very minimal face product, very minimal powder, really minimal eyeshadow, and it's just a really easy way to kind of lightly do your makeup for summer and not make it look like you have a ton of makeup on, to not have your makeup look cakey. This is what my skin looks like. You can see the sunscreen coming through it. Just adds that really nice glow to the skin, and hopefully you can see everything is playing really, really well together. I wish you could see this like in person, because looking at my skin in a mirror that I have next to the camera, it looks so natural. Like I truly can't even tell that I'm wearing any sort of like foundation or concealer. The way that that concealer blends into that sunscreen just works so well. And then having that glow screen kind of coming up here under the eyes slash kind of in that high points of the face, I feel like makes my skin look so healthy and like sun-kissed. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed these 5 makeup application slash skin prep tips. If you want to check out my other video, I'll have it linked down below. Any of these products that I talked about, I'll also have linked in the description box. And if you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which tip was your favorite, or if you end up trying any of them, I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you are new to my channel and you want to stick around for some more videos, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next one really soon. Bye guys.